Hello again, viewers. We've got a lot of ground to cover this episode, so I'm just going to jump right in. Starting with Tsutomu fighting in the air battle, I'll be opening with the Fortress Tribe, and starting with Beam Satellite, cheapest Borg in the tribe.
We can win this battle.
We fought against Beam Satellites before. This is our first time behind the wheel of one.
Pretty good.
While I'm having a bit of trouble hitting these Death Borgs, that's just because they're a bit more agile than the Machine Borgs I was fighting Tama with. Though because a single shot takes them out, even my difficulties, both with dodging their attacks and hitting them, aren't too much of a threat right now. Unfortunately, my lack of mobility becomes a serious liability when a normal tank warps in. You can see I'm almost down to half health already, just from the tank pelting me with cannon shots. That's really the Fortress Tribe's main weakness, as their inability to dodge powerful attacks like cannon shots generally makes them target number one when you want to take something down. And the fact that they don't get knocked around means they get no protection from being stunned. Unlike the tank, which I just saved from my own satellite beam. And while Blue Striker couldn't get that last shot, the tank did. But next up is Sirius. And this is the main Fortress Borg model. It hovers in place, you can turn around, and it uses cannons and shots to take out its enemies. Fortunately, we built up Power Burst, so I can get rid of that tank quick with a couple bursts of Max Attack. Max Attack isn't really worth using outside of Power Burst, as it eats up way too much ammo, and that regenerates way too slowly outside of Power Burst mode. Another Borg warps in riding an Air Borg, this time a Gatling Gunner on a Violet Attacker. As a fun fact, if you start this battle with a non-flying Borg, you'll open the battle riding Tsutomu's Orange Attacker. Yep, if that Gatling Gunner decides to focus on me, he could probably chew through my health in a hurry with that 100-shot clip. So obviously he's priority one. Yeah, I'm running low on shots, so I'm just sitting for a bit trying to regain some ammo. And that's really the main bit of strategy behind using a Fortress Borg. You've got power, but you need to conserve your ammo, otherwise you'll be left a sitting duck. Fortunately, with a good bit of angling, you can take out your enemies pretty quickly with cannon shots. And with another popping Power Burst, we take out the last Gatling Gunner with a cannon shot even before Max Attack.
We showed them. Well, it's obvious.
No prizes, but it looks like Show's up for another rematch.
I don't know. Right?
Show's telling the truth here. Once you win, this is your final battle against him. I'll be opening with Ice Dragon.
Alright, let's rock! Are you ready?
Ice Dragon is a lot like Fire Dragon, except its shots can freeze enemies. Its Stomp can as well, but that's not likely to happen against Show's Wing Borgs. And while Jet Hero isn't too much of a threat, Blade Wing certainly will be, especially if I let him close in or get off too many blade tosses, as I'm not nearly fast enough to be dodging. Dragons are a lot like fortresses in that they're powerful, but also big and slow, so your main method of attack is going to be conserving ammo. and keeping your enemy off balance so that they don't get too many shots off. And while Blade Wing went down pretty quickly, Garuda has more health and is thus more dangerous. I certainly can't take too many of those explosive shots, though I'm just glad he decided not to try and close in after getting knocked around. And luckily I was able to keep him frozen long enough to take the victory. And I just let this animation play out because I just got a second Garuda. I certainly was not expecting that.
Right?
We get a little bit more of Sho's backstory, and our third Death Crystal. And while Sho wasn't wrong, there's one more thing we have to do before the Death Gate will open, and that's defeat the UFOs. I'm taking Tsutomu again, because we've got some flying enemies to take down in this fight. I'll be opening with Proto-Titan, a member of the Machine Borg tribe. This is a battle against two flying saucers and that death saucer there. Death Saucer's another Fortress Borg, though he's a bit more agile than Sirius was. It's essentially a tougher beam satellite. Its shots are a little more difficult to dodge, as there are those long beams that point directly at you rather than being reflected off something. It also has a destruction beam from under it, which is much more damaging. Basically, you just never want to be underneath a Death Saucer. Unfortunately, Proto-Titan here is practically made for taking down fortresses, as while its B attack is those really bad head bullets, its X attack is the Javelin Shot, which it shares with Titan Tank, which are incredibly good at taking out big, slow Borgs, as it hits them a lot of times. If you've been keeping an eye on the combo counter, you see it climbs up a lot with every shot. And because it reloads so quickly, the Death Saucer is taken down without too much trouble. And while a Proto-Titan would normally have a lot of trouble against an agile Borg like Flying Saucer, like Tsutomu's assistance is really appreciated, as he takes them both out.
We showed them! There's gotta be a more efficient way.
Oh, I got a crystal but no saucer, but that's okay then. And you know how the Death Gate has opened, there's one more thing you need to take care of before we go there. Namely, defeating the combined Machine Borgs. I'll be opening this battle with Proto-Eagle, yet another Prototype Borg. Proto-Eagle is a pretty decent Borg all told. His X attack, the Eagle Buster, can fire through anything short of Night Borg shields. It reloads kind of slowly, but it's a pretty good way to keep an enemy off of you. It'll basically just knock them around. It leaves them wide open for anything else. I'm playing rather conservatively right now, but that's just because I don't want to get too close to those Shuriken ninjas, as any large Borg is basically a big target for that Shuriken attack. Fortunately, these Death Borgs are no real trouble, and I can show off Proto-Eagle's amazing melee attacks. And Proto-Eagle moves a lot faster than Proto-King did. He's not quite as agile as Proto Red was, but it's still a great Borg to use. And of course, it was really risky trying to melee that drill Borg, especially when it had a Thunder Wire. And you saw I paid for it when it comboed me. So now I'm keeping my distance for the most part, because I definitely don't want to get caught by another drill kick or that wire. Although seems Mana's gone to her Angel Nurse, and with a bit of a heal up, I'm back in the game. Yeah, I decided to play a little risky here, and got a little spin lock there. Just because I was so close to building up Power Burst. And with Power Burst, you're able to bounce an enemy pretty much until it hard stuns, using Eagle Buster. And while two Thunder Robots can be dangerous if they link together, taking out one would eliminate that threat. And now I can focus on the one without having to worry about another wire coming out. And that was an accident. I didn't mean to dash straight into that wire there. Though I quickly realized it's attached to a Death Borg, and it's much easier to take that out than try and get rid of the Thunder Robot. Yeah, with the wire clear, I can melee to my heart's content. This Thunder Robot's not nearly as good as Drill Robot was. Now, if you're wondering where the combined mechs are, they'll show up at the end of the fight. Really, all this filler is just to wear you down. And that's what makes Mana such a great partner here. As a few heals kept Proto Eagle in the fight way longer than it would have been otherwise. And I did see the Sapphire Knight, but honestly the Gatling Gunners are more of a threat to me. Getting caught in a stream would pretty much take me out immediately. And thanks to Mana's Pop Honey, Sapphire Knight isn't really much of a threat at all right now. Of course, I have to be careful to not get hit by those notes, as then I wouldn't be much of a threat to the enemy right now either. So, at least I was able to get rid of Gatling Gunner before that happened. Still, I can do a bit with a spinning Buster Shot there. I'd like to get rid of it as soon as possible, because the combined mechs are coming.
Death Force combination. See you got time. Combination complete.
And there they are. This is one of the only times you'll face an AI opponent that can use Power Burst without having a commander in place. And it does not cheat. It has to build up Power Burst by hitting you in order to use it. So if you're using cheap enough Borgs, or you're good enough at dodging, they won't be able to combine. Unfortunately, you saw its charge attack, which will pretty much take out any Borg it hits, even Death Saucer here. But luckily that fusion ends before they get a chance to use it again. And I pop Power Burst just because I'm taking no chances. I want to get rid of one of them as soon as possible, because then they won't be able to fuse anymore. And if the battle goes on long enough, they will fuse again. And while Machine Blue would still be a pretty good threat to Death Saucer, with Pop Honey making sure he can't shoot straight, this is almost like shooting Skeet. And as a Fortress Borg, I don't even have to worry about any stray notes messing up my shots. So, once again, it's just a bit of pointing and clicking until we win.
We showed them. We all did it.
Seems we're getting a decent number of prizes this battle. A bunch of crystals. A few normal robots, nothing really expiring. Except that machine red there. That's a very nice find. And though with that battle taken care of, there's really nothing left but the boss battle. It's yet another Cosmic Dragon. Although this time Orochi's controlling it. Mana did so well last battle, I think I'll have her again. And I'll be opening with Proto Panther, yet another prototype.
The Galactic Emperor's top order is destruction.
Yep, this is another boss battle. And while in most boss battles, it's prudent to target the boss immediately and ignore the help, in this situation, you really want to get rid of these space dragons. As not only can their black holes disrupt your shots toward Orochi, the first time I did this battle, I got crossfired by a pair of space dragon breaths. Yeah, that was not fun. Still though, Proto Panther is almost uniquely suited to taking out dragons. At least Stage 1 dragons, as his wheel attack is practically a guaranteed knockdown against them. And even better, the turrets aren't affected by the Space Dragon's black holes, so I can just literally fire and forget. Of course, I do have to be careful to not get breath attacked, as that would take out Proto Panther, even at full health here. But yeah, just as long as I keep a tire at the dragon, I don't have too much to worry from them. And so while the dragon's off balance, trying to get rid of Orochi's Akuma Samurai here, as I really don't want it to power up too much. Well, I got lucky there. I waited too long and the dragon fired a breath attack. Fortunately, it missed. And take out the dragon and Orochi's Akuma Samurai almost simultaneously. Although next up are the Death Force bodyguards and Orochi's Elemental Knight. While wheel attack is still a great move, it's not nearly as effective against smaller Borgs that can more easily dodge it, especially ones that have shields. And they counter our power burst with their own, and because we started first, we run out faster. Proto Panther could not handle that assault. But enough prototypes. Finally see a finished model in Victory Duke. And while he's quite familiar to anyone who remembers Proto King, he does have one trick the prototype doesn't. And that's transforming into Victory Tank. In Duke form, he shares Proto King's Victory Beam, while moving the Windmill Slash to a charge attack, and replacing the X attack with the Transform command. While his tank form is basically Victory Tank, although it uses the charge attack as the Victory Cannon. He's one of the earlier Transformers, and he's quite versatile as far as they go, as you have Duke form for mobility and Victory Beam, while you have the tank form for more power. And you can also move while using your normal shot. So it makes it a bit more useful against things like, say, Beam Fortresses, or even Cosmic Dragons. Unfortunately, with the destruction of the bodyguards, that's the end of Orochi's help, so it's just her now. If you're wondering why I retreated there, it's because the computer's Chrono Samurai isn't that great, and it'll just kind of wander around if you're not already in its face. So even though it can freeze time, if you just get out of its way, it won't get too many hits on you. Unfortunately, it only got the chance to do that once. Thanks to Pop Honey keeping Deathwing off balance, it was taken out pretty easily. And now I pop Power Burst as Cosmic Dragon appears. And while I still have to be careful, as a single Dragon Breath attack would take me out, especially at this low health, at this point, this is really our battle to lose. Yeah, a stage 2 dragon by itself can't do much, especially when it's a 2-on-1 battle, even if the other is Pop Honey. And I probably could go into tank form for a faster KO, but I'm just playing conservatively because I don't want to get Dragon Breath, especially at the end. But either way, we win.
We showed them! Yay! We did it! Darn!
Once again, we start getting some prizes. Almost seems like they're making up for last episode. This is just kind of prize central. Even another Deathwing. Now with that, we get 100 GF energy, as it was a boss battle. Orochi seems to run off, and Galactic Emperor starts taunting us again. I wonder what happened to her. Oh well, we get our chapter opener. And we learn of the second Death Force invasion. Once again, the Death Force have completely covered the town, and we have to systematically take them out. And we'll take care of that next time. Thanks for watching.